Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. This is Say You Love with Crystal Lavender. I am Crystal Lavender. Let me fix this real quick. There we go. Much better. So today we're going to do a late night Celtic crossbred. And I'm going to do random sign order. I'm not going to just go, I'm going to do random sign order. And I'm probably going to start with Gemini because it's a Gemini season. Gem in eyes. Happy birthday, Gemini. So my name is Crystal Lavender and I am Say You Love. And my name is Say You Love because I wrote this book called Say You Love. And remember, love, the who, the where, the what, the when, the why are all conditions of something that is just unconditional, right? So this is my book. It's called Say You Love. And it's a testimony over the darkness of childhood sexual trauma and addiction. So enter trigger warning. And I did this all from my little phone. And I will have links in the description box that will let you check it out. Like you get a signed copy. You can get one off of Amazon. If you want to know how to write a book, you can hit me up in my email at s.y.l.sayyoulove@gmail.com. All right, so we're just going to get started with this. And I'm doing traditional Celtic crossbreds. We'll do a traditional Celtic crossbred. And we're going to start with Gemini. Gem in eye. Oops, let me move this over here. Gemini. Happy birthday, Geminis. Happy birthday. All right, Gemini. Let me get your time down. So in the heart of the spread, we have the hangman in the reverse. So either you or someone that you're dealing with, or like your boss or someone close to you, is refusing to see something in a different kind of light. And this person is probably really really childish with the Knight of Pentacles here, you know. Kind of really slow, really immature, not quite the king, but he's not quite a page. So either you or somebody that you know is really stuck on seeing something some way and not wanting to change their mind about it, you know, or they're really slow to change their mind. Or maybe there was something that was going on that you expected something to happen really fast. You know, like you expected this promotion really fast, and then you would find out that your boss is just dicking you around, or you were expecting something to happen fast, and it isn't happening fast. It's like coming in slow as snails. And you know exactly what you want. Above you, you have the Ace of Wands, but it's in the reverse. So you knew what you wanted, but it doesn't feel like you're kind of, because of the progress that it's taken so slow, like you're not sure where you stand with this person, or you're not sure where you stand in this job. You know, maybe you have you had like a lot of high hopes and a lot of passion for this happening, but it seems like it's never going to happen. So you're like not sure where to go from there, you know. It's like you feel like you had all of your eggs in one basket, you know, and you're not sure where to go from there. You know, below you have the Six of Swords. So it's like you are moving on from troubled water. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel. you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. You know, you're still kind of in choppy water, but you know that there's an end in sight. You're just not sure which way you're going. It's like you thought you knew where you were going. You thought you knew where it was headed, but it seems like you are still kind of in choppy waters, but you can use that to your advantage. You see this guy right here? He used all of them swords to plug up that boat so that he could go on and make it to where he was going. You know, he didn't roll over and die. You know, he took them swords out of his back. He took them swords that the enemies tried to use against him, and he plugged his boat with them. You know, he might be in choppy waters right now, but as you can see, it's all smooth coming forward. So I think you have a lot that you can use. Like maybe you learned a lot from this situation, and it's all things that you can use to your advantage. You know, they're all things that you can use. Like all of these swords represent different lessons, different things that you have available to you to use at your disposal, some sort of tools that you have, you know. So you're definitely pushing forward to more clear water, to more of a clear understanding, to more of a clear just clear waters, you know, not so choppy. You've got the King of Pentacles behind you and the Queen of Pentacles, all both in the reverse. So you might have had somebody playing with your money, you know, because you got both of them are pentacles and they're both in the reverse. So you might maybe had a couple that was playing with your money, you know what I mean? Like they were in charge of making sure this promotion came through, you know, or making sure that this job got done that you were really hoping on. You had a lot of your eggs in this one basket, and it's like it seems like this couple, this man and this woman, have both been playing with you, you know, just kind of building your hopes up, and then, you know, oh, maybe next month, and it's like, well, how many next months is there going to be? You know what I mean? But whatever it was, you've learned a lot from this situation, either how to deal with people or how to not, you know what I mean, not put all your eggs in the one basket, or you've learned some sort of valuable lessons that you could take with you to the future, you know, to more calmer waters. But it feels like whatever this was that you were waiting for, you know, for somebody to either see you in a certain light, you know, to have a different perspective, you know, to get this promotion, like it seems like it's taking forever, and these people are just dicking you along, you know. But you have the Magician, the Death, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Five of Swords in the reverse. So you're not sure where you're going to go with yourself. You're not sure what you're going to do with yourself. You know that you have the Magician in the upright, so you're a master manifester, Gemini. So I think you need to take whatever these swords were, you know, take them and use them as lessons to keep you moving. And I think you need to move away from this, whatever this King and Queen of Pentacles in the reverse is. And I would definitely use, like, this is what you have to use as to take with you for your advantage, you know. These are the tools you have. You have some pretty valuable tools to use in the future. You know, you might have had a lot of hopes and dreams into this being prosperous, but it seems like you put all the work in for nothing. And it's like you're scared to walk away because you don't want to, you know, you've invested so much time and so much energy and so much, you know, like you've put your all into it. So it's like you don't want to walk away from that because you've put your all into it. But it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. And I think that if you hang out with this couple here, they're just gonna keep dicking you along, you know. They're just gonna keep dicking you around and dicking you along. Let's see if we could get some clarifiers here. Let's put a clarifier on who this couple is. Gemini. Who is this King and Queen of Pentacles in reverse? Ooh. So you have the lovers over the king of Pentacles. So that was either maybe somebody, your partner, that might have been your partner in crime, your PIC, your ride or die, or that's the way you felt about your career, that it's like, this was my career, this was my ride or die, but whatever it was is definitely not fulfilling. And the Knight of Cups in reverse. Clarifying over the Queen of Pentacles. Let's see what other cards we can get here. Eventually, you will get your apology. These people are going to come, like, after you move on and you take what you take and you take what you've learned and you move on from this, like, you are the rightful heir to the throne. They will eventually see the error of their ways. You know what I mean? But you got to take these tools that you've learned and move out of them choppy waters. Yep. 9 of Wands. You could even be traveling. You could even be traveling away from whatever this king and queen are. Or maybe that was your relationship, Maybe you thought that you were in this for the long haul, that they were in it for the long haul. And it's turned out to be nothing but choppy waters, So take those skills that you've learned, take that heartache and put it towards your power, put it towards investing in your own future with the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. Take the things that you've learned from the lessons that you've learned and apply them to your future, Let's get another one on the Page of Swords. Yeah, because this situation, whoever this king and queen is, if that's you and your partner, or if that's somebody that, you had a lot of hopes for, yeah, you're walking away from all that. You're walking away, Gemini, so that you could be the Queen of Swords, because the truth is this ain't going nowhere. Whatever the situation is going nowhere. And you can see it. I think you see it. You know it. But you've put so much time into it. But the thing about, like, leaving a situation that's not for you makes it that much easier for a situation for you to be able to come in, If you spend all of your time and all of your effort into something that doesn't want to work, then the universe has no option to give you something that will work, because you won't leave a situation, But I think that you are seeing it. Yeah, it's coming to the end. You will complete this cycle, and you will take the tools and the lessons that you've learned, and you will be able to apply them, for your next adventure and make it successful. Gemini. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of passion about whatever it is that's coming up. Once this ends, you'll be able to see how much better life can get without putting all your eggs into this one basket. I know how it is, man. You've spent so much time and so much energy into trying to make something work. It's really hard to make that decision, but I think you're making that decision with the Queen of Swords. I mean, that's an air sign card, And once you've made up your mind, like, we have a tendency to quit something in our heads before we actually quit something in real life. And I think that you definitely have quit something in your head, so you're pushing towards quitting it in real life. But you know the truth of this situation. You know the truth of this situation, Gemini. You just got to take that action. Don't be scared to take that action, because if you show the universe that you're willing to love yourself because if something isn't working, the universe will give you things that show you that you're worth loving, because you've showed the universe that you're worth loving. So if you continuously show up and show out to the universe like, hey, I am love, I am worth love, You know, the universe will say, here's some love. Here's some I am love. All right, let's go on to Aquarius. We're going to do Aquarius. We're doing these in all random order. Aquarius. I know it's late night, y'all. And I appreciate you for being here. We're going to do these in all random kind of order. But there will be timestamps after the video ends. Aquarius, what sort of situation do we have for the Aquarius gang? What sort of situation do we have for the Aquarius gang? All right, Aquarius. For you, I see that you are an analysis paralysis, you know, or you might be in the middle of two people that are fighting, you know, like you don't want to take sides of something, but there's some sort of conflict here that, like, there are some secrets that you have not been exposed to, that have not been illuminated, or maybe with this full moon they are becoming illuminated, you know, but there's some sort of situation that either somebody's putting you in the middle of it, you know, they want you to pick sides, and it's like you don't want to pick sides, you don't want to be in the middle of it, you don't want to be in the middle of someone else's argument, you know, you don't want to be in the middle of your own arguments. There are definitely some things that are going to be illuminated, or some things that are hidden in the dark that will come to light, you know, but you got the lovers standing with you. So I would say if it's a battle between, you know, listening to an outside source or listening to your partner, you know, I would say pick your partner's side, because you got the lovers at your feet. You know, and something about this makes you really unhappy. There's some sort of, it makes you very unhappy that these two people are fighting, or that you're fighting with someone, or that you feel this way in general, that you're not sure who to trust, or, you know, which one of them is telling the truth, or where the truth is at. I would say definitely follow your intuition, Aquarius. Follow your intuition. And if it's a choice between, you know, listening to someone else and listening to your partner, then listen to your partner. I would say listen to your partner. But this choice is going to make you, it makes you unhappy just to have to make the choice, you know? But you don't want to jump into any conclusions. Excuse me. You don't want to jump to any conclusions. You don't want to move too fast. You don't want to just jump on the bandwagon of hating on somebody or listening to somebody, you know, without actually knowing all the facts. It's like there's something that's not being illuminated here, you know, or something that's about to be illuminated. You know, and it seems like this person's trying to give you a gift, but they're not giving you a gift. Whatever this truth is that whatever this second person is trying to tell you, you know, I think they're trying to cause problems in your relationship. They're trying to cause problems with you and your partner. And I think that your partner is actually like telling you the truth. Your partner, you got the lovers to stand on, you know, you got the lovers to stand on. So I would definitely follow your intuition. You got the moon there. You got somebody that is trying to cause chaos, you know, so don't jump too quickly into believing some other third party about the situation. And if you're traveling, it might be a little rough at first. You know, it might be a rough move there. You got the hangman in the upright, no, in reverse. Yeah, somebody's trying to get you to see something else. You know, I think they're really trying to cause a problem between you and your partner. You know, maybe this person is jealous of you and your partner, or jealous of the relationship that you and your partner have together, you know, and they're kind of like telling you little white lies, planting little seeds of mistrust and discontent, you know? Yeah, but you got the King of Swords. You are the King of Swords, Aquarius. You are the King of Swords. It's all choppy. I don't know how to make it not glare. Cinnamon toast, huh? Hi, guys. You know, the King of Swords in the upright is all about telling the truth. You know, it's like if the truth hurts you, yeah, okay, you know, that's just a byproduct sometimes of telling the truth. But it's not truth that are meant to hurt you. I think whoever this person is that's meddling in your affairs is like jealous of your relationship, is jealous of the bond you have with this person. You know, so they're trying to cause problems. You know, and if you listen to this person, it's going to cause a rift in your relationship. You know, if you take this person's side and don't stand with your partner, it's going to cause some sort of rift in your relationship. It's like your partner is telling the truth. Your partner is telling the truth. That whoever is planting these seeds of little white lies is not telling you the truth, you know, but you're like, well, then why would they come out of left field? You know, some people are just malicious like that, you know. Some people are so damaged inside themselves, you know, and are so jealous of anybody out there that's happy that they'll do anything that they can to try to sabotage your happiness, you know, because misery loves company. Misery loves company. Yeah, but you have the King of Cups and the King of Swords in the upright. So don't listen to whoever this person is that is, you know, or if it's in your own mind, like maybe your mind's playing tricks on you, you know, maybe you're like, oh, who are they talking to? You know, like, did I see them do something like, you know, shady on the side over there? Like maybe they really didn't go to the grocery store when they said they were going to the grocery store, you know, maybe your mind is letting you get the best of you. But I think somebody planted those seeds in your head. And it's definitely causing some rifts between you and your lovers. But I mean, you're standing on solid ground with your lover. So don't make an unwise choice, because the lovers is also about making a choice. You know, sometimes the answer isn't always the prettiest or the easiest or the what not to believe. You know, he's got these three choices in this woman here. You know, so you have some sort of outside party that is trying to present you with some sort of disruption. Yeah. Some sort of disruption towards everything that you've built, Aquarius. Causing a rift in your family. And I think they're just jealous. So don't let your mind get to you. All right? This person is telling you the truth. You know, stand with your lover, because you got solid ground there. It might be a little turbulent at first, you know, and you'll definitely have issues if you choose to stay with your partner but then constantly bring it up. It's constantly in the back of your mind, you know what I mean? And I would just say, if there's some sort of third party that's planting seeds of doubt in your relationship, to wash that shit aside. You know, talk about it honestly. Don't lay there next to somebody that you think is lying to you, you know, acting like you do believe them, you know. But I think they're telling you the truth. Some of y'all could be dealing with a Gemini. Yeah, and you're gonna get an apology. You know, either you're gonna get an apology, or you owe someone an apology for not believing them. But I would say that your partner is telling you the truth, Aquarius. And this outside source is definitely trying to sabotage something in there, you know? All right. We'll go to Taurus. We're doing these all out of order. I'm just picking random orders, and we're going to do these all out of order. Taurus. What sort of messages does Taurus need to hear today? Please and thank you. Taurus. Do a classic Celtic spread for Taurus. So at the heart of the matter, we have the Three of Pentacles in the reverse. So this feels like no like teamwork, no collaboration, you know, that everything that you've built just kind of feels like there is no teamwork with the Queen of Pentacles that crosses you. So it's something to do with your money, you know. You feel like there's no teamwork. Maybe all the people that you work with or something are you know, trying to sabotage you. But it's like you've put so much into it, you don't want to just walk away. It's like, how do I walk away from this? Well, if I walk away from this, like, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to do this? You know, if I walk away from this situation with my lover, like, who am I ever going to find another person? You know, am I ever going to find someone that I can truly love? But you have the Ten of Cups above you, you know, so you have permanent contentment in the realm of the heart. Like, this is permanent contentment. This is making choices that will lead you to permanent contentment. Because somebody might have been sneaky in the past. You were dealing with some sort of thief in the middle of the night, you know what I mean? Trying to come in and swoop some shit while you weren't paying attention. You know, or something happened in the middle of the night while you weren't paying attention. You know, you thought everything was all good, and then, you know, you wake up in the morning and find out that, you know, even though you were going to quit, they fired you anyways, and now you're just stuck, you know. But there's definitely an end to some sort of situation here. You've got the World. I wonder. We're doing these all in like random order. Doing these all in random. And right now we're doing Taurus. But you have the Ten of Cups above you. You know, so whatever you were afraid to walk away from, but felt like you got pushed into making something end. Like you have no choice. You know, it's not like a tower moment where it just happens abruptly. It's like you could kind of see it coming. You know, you might have been knowing that you were dealing with something shady and been thinking about walking away from it for a while. You know, but you stayed anyways because you thought that staying would give you some sort of ground. You know, you thought that was like your stability was by staying. But then you find out something sneaky and it comes to an end anyways. You know, but I mean, every rejection is God's protection, you know. You got the Justice and Judgment card here with the Hangman and the Upright. That Hangman has come out in all three signs that I've done. So there's definitely some sort of view in how you look at it. You can look at this ending as being like the worst thing that ever happened, you know, and then it turns out like a couple months later that it was the best thing that ever happened to you. You know, there's definitely some sort of final judgment. You have somebody either making judgment on you or you're making final judgment on something else. You know, that you will get your justice. It might not be in the way that you think it should happen, but you will get your justice because, I mean, crowning you is the Ten of Cups. So One way or another, you will get your justice by this ending. Whatever this ending is, you got judgment and justice with the Hangman. And if you look at the Hangman, he's just chilling, He doesn't look like he's uncomfortable. He's just kind of like viewing things from a different perspective, kind of seeing the world from a different perspective. But the Ten of Cups and the Hangman are kind of your, that's what's crowning you. That's your outcomes. So whatever this ending is, it might seem shady. It might seem like, there's no teamwork or collaboration, or that there was collaboration and teamwork for them being shady against you. But your fears are that it's all going to fall apart, that it's going to, that you're not going to be able to pay your rent, that you're not going to have anybody to love you ever again, but you got the justice above that and the judgment on top of that. So maybe they misjudged you. They misjudged your staying power, Have you ever been with somebody that is acting a fool to try to get you to break up with them because they don't want to be the bad guy, They start picking and poking and picking and poking, pushing and pushing, trying to get you to walk away or trying to get you to quit. And it's like you just won't quit. Don't stop. Get it, get it. The Hermit. Yeah, it's definitely not time to lock yourself away, Don't close yourself up. Like, face those demons, face those people. If there's people that are talking shit or being shady, show up anyways with a smile on your face and do what you got to do. Don't let them back you into a corner so that way they could be like, look, see, I told you he was this way, or I told you she was this way or that way. Some people will poke at you and poke at you and poke at you to try to get you to act in a certain way just so they could be like, see, I told you so. But you are armed and you're ready to go into that cave to face those demons. Like, don't go running and hiding from these people. Like, show up with a smile. Yep. Show up with a smile. The Nine of Cups. Let them know, like, hey, you aren't going to intimidate me in leaving this. You aren't going to intimidate me in backing away from what it is that I want to go after, because you got the Ten of Cups at the top. Don't let these people intimidate you. There's nothing more that somebody hates. Like, if somebody is like hating on you, there's nothing that drives them more crazy than seeing you happy, smiling in your enemies' faces, like killing them with kindness. I feel like you are going to be killing them with kindness, Taurus. That they've misjudged you, They misjudged you. They misjudged the situation. They misjudged how strong you are, like how much integrity you have in your own self-value. They keep trying to push you and poke you, so that they could be like, look, I told you they were like this or like that, and you're showing up and showing out. So whatever this ending is going to bring great success. You got the Nine of Cups and the Ten of Cups, and that's all happening because of this ending, because these people passed judgment on you and didn't know that you were capable. They didn't think that you were capable of all that you're capable of. You show them, huh, Taurus? All right. Let's move on to, what should we do next? Let's move on to Leo. 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 What do we got in a classic Celtic crossbow for Leo? That classic Celtic knot spread for the Leo collective. What do we got for Leo? Ooh. Ooh. So in the base of the matter, we've got the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. It's like you felt like you worked all for nothing with the Three of Swords crossing it. It's felt like you feel like you put in so much. Like this feels like a family situation, you know? Like maybe somebody's out there is having a rough time with their family, you know, like feel like you have put in so much work, and it's like doing all this makes it like you have an abscess on your soul, you know? Or there's something going on in your family that um, you're not talking about, so it's eating at your soul. But you've put in so much work. It's like your family is your work. That's all you care about is the happiness of your family, of your home life, you know? You got the Ten of Pentacles to stand on. That's happy home, happy family, you know, and that's all you know is your family. So if something that were to happen to one of the matriarchs or somebody that's like a solid, you know, like it's like maybe you're worried about someone in your family, but you don't know what to do for them, you know? Like they might be having some sort of issues that you're not sure how to handle. But it's like that's all you know is your family. That's all you put your work into. And it feels like it's kind of rough right now. Like there might be somebody that's sick, you know, and you don't know how to help them. And it's like, it really hurts your heart, you know? You might have somebody in your family that's sick or that's going through some sort of sickness. But you are being guided. Like you have good guides. You have good doctors. You've got good, you know, there is hope to this situation. The Star card. Don't give up hope. You know, spend as much time as you can with this family member. You know, let them know that you love them, you know, that you're there for them. But I think you already do that. Like that's what you spend all of your time doing is taking care of the family, taking care of this person, you know, and you don't know how to make it any better. It's like, it is a burden on you, you know, it is a burden, you know, and you don't want to, like, you want to have your own time to do your own thing. You know, I think like somebody is definitely, I'd hate to say it, but it feels like somebody is very sick, you know, and you don't know how to make them feel better, and you don't know how to take care of them, and you can't heal them, you know, so you're just kind of like sitting by watching, and it's a burden to you, and sometimes you're really angry about it. You get really angry at the fact that they're sick. You get really angry at the fact that, you know, you can't do nothing about it, you know. So it might cause some kind of conflict, some sort of mental conflict. It's like you're in this prison of your mind. You're trying to keep hope, but you're in this mind prison. It's like it feels like someone's sick and there's nothing that you could do about it, but you do the best that you can. And we have the Ten of Cups reverse and the Lovers in reverse. It's like you feel no matter what it is that you do, like they're going to die anyways, you know? And that's a huge burden to have to carry. But you're putting all your time and all of your energy into taking care of this family. And you're super strong. But it is definitely a burden. But if you're worried about them just, you know, kicking the bucket sudden and abruptly, that's not going to happen. But that's almost kind of worse. Like if you're watching somebody that you know is like having a parent with dementia, or having somebody that you love with dementia, you know, like it doesn't just take them overnight. It doesn't just take their mind away overnight. It's like this slow process, you know. And you feel like you're doing all that you can, but there's nothing that you can do to really stop it, you know? And it feels really burdensome to you. And a part of you feels guilty. You're like, maybe a part of you is like, man, it would be so much easier if I didn't have to deal with this anymore, you know? And then you feel guilty, or you have this survivor's guilt, you know, for even thinking those kind of things. I mean, you're only human, Leo. You're only human. Yeah, I don't think that they're going to go anytime soon. You know, but you can't beat yourself up. Like, you're doing the best that you can. You know, you're doing the very best that you can. You're putting all of your heart and your effort into it, you know, and don't feel guilty about like having intrusive thoughts, you know, or having some sort of survivor's guilt, or feeling like you're not doing good enough. Just do the best that you can to spend the most valuable time with them that you can, you know. Maybe play some cards with them, or you know, let them talk about all their old memories. Let them show you a bunch of pictures of like you when you were little, or them when they were little. Like, let them tell you their stories, you know. I know it can feel like a burden, you know. But don't let your mind eat at you. You are doing the best that you can. And if you have some sort of intrusive thoughts like I wish they would just get it over with, you know. You're not the only person on the planet that has ever felt that way about watching someone that they love like get really sick. So don't beat yourself up for those kind of intrusive thoughts, you know. You are human. Let's go on to Virgo. 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 One of my most regretted moments, like my uncle he had a brain tumor and he was in the hospital, and I didn't take it seriously, you know. I didn't really take it seriously, and I had all this other life stuff going on, and it's like one of my biggest regrets is like he was waiting all day for me to come and bring him coffee, and I never showed up with that fucking coffee, and like I just have that burnt into my mind, you know. I have that burnt into my mind. I wish I would have brought him coffee. You know, I wish I would have taken it seriously. Like a lot of us are like, nah, that ain't gonna happen, you know. It's like definitely enjoy the moments that you have with the people that you love. Don't get carried away by the honey to-do lists and the, you know, well, I gotta go do this and I gotta go do that. I don't have no time to go over here and bring my loved one a cup of coffee, you know. Make sure you go you bring him the coffee, because I regretted it when I didn't. Virgo. What do we got for Virgo? Virgo. All right. The RGO. So Virgo, some of you are maybe in the process of moving, or things are moving around, like things are very rapidly changing, but you got the Ace of Pentacles, so whatever it is going to bring some money. It's like you feel like you haven't won the war at all. Like you feel like all the work that you've done, like, yeah, you might have gotten that golden fleece, but you got to bring it all the way home, and you don't even know that you got the golden fleece, but you do have that golden fleece. You might be waiting for some sort of message, a message that you're not getting. And it probably has to do with money. Like you feel like you are in this battle, but that you haven't gone anywhere with. It's like you're battling and battling and battling, but you can't even tell that you know how much of the battle you've won, because you're right in the middle of it. And you have this conflict card. So it's like there's a lot of conflict and you don't see the end in sight. But there's definitely an end in sight. I feel like it has something to do with money, And you got the Wheel of Fortune as your outcome. So things are definitely going to be turning, The good thing about the wheel is that when things are up, they're always going to come down. And when things are down, they're always going to go up. Like they call it the fate of Mirari. Like there are no other people. Like there's nobody that can control the fate of Mirari. The Sisters of Fate. Sometimes things happen exactly the way they're supposed to happen, even though we don't see it. We don't see it with the Six of Wands. So we just feel like we're in this losing battle with no end in sight. But you have the Chariot. You have the strength. You have the passion. You have the know-how. You have the Ten of Cups. So you've got a supportive group around you. There are people that support you. There are people that are in this battle with you. You are not battling this alone. But things are definitely going to change, and it's like they feel like they're changing with a quickness. But don't try to control everything. There's some things, like if it's out of your control, then that's completely part of the plan. That's part of the program. There's nothing that you could do about it. Only worry about the things that you can do something about. All the other things you got to relinquish. Relinquish it with the Fool. Have faith that it'll be all right. Nobody's walking away. You're not walking away. They ain't walking away. Got the Two of Cups. So you will be offered some sort of cup of love. You will be offered some sort of help. The Nine Pentacles, that's one away. That is one away from the Ten of Pentacles. So you might not know it, but it will be all right. You're feeling like you're fighting this battle that is like this uphill battle that you don't see no end in sight, that you don't feel like you have any help, but you've got divine help. Things are turning in your favor with the Wheel of Fortune and the Upright. You might not be able to see it at the moment, but it is changing for the better. Sometimes some of the worst things that happen to us, we we're like, why does the universe hate me? Why does the universe hate me? You know, what's going on? Somebody cursing me? Is somebody doing this? You know, and really it's like shaking everything up. It's all got to fall apart so we can fall into place. You know, but you will have help. You're not in this alone. You just feel like you're alone right now. You feel like you're in this battle by yourself and that there is no end in sight. But you got the wheel of fortune in the upright. So things are going to turn for the better. You know, it just might not be something that you can control, you know. These turn of events, these kind of happenings aren't anything that is within your power. Sometimes things happen the way that they happen. There's nothing that you can do about it, you know. But it is in the upright. So it is going to turn for the better. There is an end in sight. You might feel like you're drowning right now, but you have help out there, and there will be a light at the end of that tunnel, and the wheel of fortune is turned to the upright. Yeah, sometimes helping makes things worse, right? And only control things that are within your power to control. Otherwise, like, just leave it up to the universe. Like, okay, universe, I don't know why this is happening, you know, but I know it is happening for a reason. I know that means that there is something that I don't see on the future, you know. But you've got the Nine of Pentacles. Like, things will look up. You know, it's like my son's roommate. She woke up in the morning and found out that her car was smashed. Like somebody had smashed her car in the middle of the night, and she was totally having a heart attack about it, you know. But she ended up getting a brand new car. So we never know sometimes what the universe has planned for us, you know. It's like, yeah, it's horrible in the moment, it's horrible in the now, but without that happening, she wouldn't have had a brand new car, you know. She wouldn't have had a brand new dope ass car. Like, the car she had before was cool, but the car she's got now is even better. So just hang tight and have faith, Virgo. Have faith, Virgo. Let's go on to the Cancer Collective. We're doing these all in random order. Random order. I started with a Gemini because it's the Gemini season. So happy birthday, Geminis. Cancer. What sort of messages do we have for Cancer? Please and thank you. Universe, Source, Spirit. Cancer. What sort of messages do we have for the Cancer Collective? Cancer. Ooh. So we have the Four of Swords in the heart of the spread, the Six of Pentacles over it. So it feels like you are real calm, cool, and collected about something. Like, there's something that you know, that you've been either meditating on or really need to meditate on. No, but whatever this is, like, somebody's going to be coming at you asking for your forgiveness, you know, asking for, like, they might have betrayed you, you know, somebody might have betrayed you, and you, the way that you acted, like, you kept yourself cool, you kept yourself collected, you know, even though you were burning, like your mind was burning, you didn't let them have the pleasure of knowing that your mind was burning, you know, that you were actually on fire, you know, that this was really fucking you up mentally. Like, you kept your composure. And some of you are either waiting for an apology or you've gotten an apology. But it feels like if you're waiting for this apology, don't let it burden you, Cancer. Like, people know what they did. If somebody fucked up, they know what they did. You don't have to have them come and tell you that, that they're sorry and that that they did this and this and this. It's like they know exactly what they did. Sometimes, like, the best revenge is moving on and being happy. And it's like, I think that you really are handling yourself in a cool, calm, collected manner. You got the Empress at your feet and the world at your crown. Like, you're handling this situation. You've handled this situation with a lot of love. Some of you could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. But these people are going to be sorry. You know what I mean? Like, if somebody did you dirty, then they lost out. Like, you don't have to tell them, like, how fucked up they are, or that you don't have to fight them, like, oh, I'm gonna beat that bitch's ass if I see her in the street, kind of shit. Like, you just simply remove yourself from their life, and not have nothing to do with them ever again. And that will beat them up all by itself. It's like you just move on without fighting, without playing their freaking victim game, without doing any of that. You just take yourself out of that situation, calmly, coolly, and collectively, and not have nothing to do with that person no more. And they might come back to you and apologize, but it ain't ever going to be the same. Whoever these people are, whoever this person is, it ain't ever going to be the same. You will never look at them the same. It's like, yeah, I don't want you to starve, but you can't sit at my table. It's like, once somebody's shown you that they're a snake, or that you've been betrayed by somebody, like, they're going to try to come in and play on your heartstrings, But in reality, you're better off without them anyways. It's like Brother Ali. I'll be all right. You ain't got to be my friend tonight. I'll be okay. You would probably bore me anyway. I think this situation is all in how you carried yourself. I think you carried yourself with very high standard, Like, it might have been rough. It might have been super rough for you to move on from this person or from these group of people, or, from whatever it was. It might have been a huge burden, but that whole burden is behind you. These people are going to come apologizing, and it's up to you if you let them back into your life or not. But if you let them back into your life, I would definitely have them at a different level of sitting at a different table, because it definitely wounded you. Whatever happened wounded you, but you carried yourself like a boss, Cancer. You carried yourself like a boss. It might have hurt real bad, and it might have put you in a lot of turmoil, but nobody knew how bad it was hurting you. Could be dealing with a Gemini, Libra, Taurus. You've got the King of Pentacles in your final outcome. You're sitting on your throne. You did sit on your throne. You might be reminiscent, but you have the ability to keep your emotions in check. You might have been dying on the inside, but you didn't give them the satisfaction of knowing that. And something about the way you handled yourself in this situation is going to make them like grovel at your feet, kind of deal. And it might have hurt real bad. Might have hurt real bad to have to do this. And it might hurt real bad to have to be like, no, like, you're cool. I'm not going to beat you up. I'm not going to, talk shit about you. I'm not going to stoop to that level, but, like, we can't be friends. We can't be doing that, but you got the lovers, So whatever this choice was that you made was the correct choice. And I think however you carried yourself was very mature, very put together. They weren't expecting you to bounce and not, They wanted you to fall apart, you know, and you didn't fall apart. And they want to know how, like how you didn't fall apart. Like you might have been falling apart on the inside, but you didn't give them the satisfaction of knowing that. You just kind of drown in your, just swallowed it, you know, but you are going to eventually have to face this. Like you can't just cover it up. You can't just cover up a deep gaping wound on your soul and like not do the internal work. You know, you might have handled yourself all right, but it's definitely showing that it bothered you. You know, so take some time to heal. Take some time for some reflection. You know, and don't fuck with those people no more. Whoever those people are, keep walking away from them. All right, let's do Scorpio. Good night, Mom. Good night. I know this is kind of a late night. Late night. Usually don't get off work till like 10, so. I got up super early today, and then I took a nap, and then woke up and was like ready to go. All right, let's do Scorpio. Scorpio. What do we have for Scorpio? Scorpio, looks like you ended something. It's like some of you are having a divorce party. You know what I mean? Like I get this feeling of divorce party. You know, like it's finally the end. Like, you know, they always have these marriage parties and the like bachelor parties, and you know, like you might have been in some mourning for a while, but it's like your party and you're having some sort of celebration of some sort of ending. You know, like you're getting together with your friends and the people who actually love you. Moving on to calmer waters, taking a leap of faith, you know, seeing things from a different perspective. But I feel like something has finally come to an end, you know, like I just feel like a divorce party. You got the lovers at the bottom, or the 10 of cups at the bottom, or on the split. It's like you have this happiness, this happiness that nobody could take from you, you know, because something ended, some sort of cycle ended. You got celebration at your feet, you know, like you're partying with your people. But be careful of moving into something shady. Like, don't just go, yeah, with the hermit. I was going to say, don't just go out and find whoever it is that you can find to sleep with, or to, you know, like you might be celebrating a little bit too much and get a little bit too wily, you know, and try to take somebody home with you. You know, don't be taking any strangers home with you. Especially no random ass strangers, you know, people that you don't know, or somebody that you just meet at the bar, like whoever it is that like, be careful taking people home with you at this celebration party, or, you know, while you're celebrating this divorce. You know, so some people will prey on that. But you've definitely taken a leap of faith. You're taking a leap of faith and you're moving on to calmer waters. But I feel like somebody is celebrating some sort of ending. Yup. Moving forward, moving on, moving out, and you got the lovers. So whatever it is you're moving on to is opening up this opportunity. If you're in the middle of a divorce party or whatever, you know, don't just jump into something with somebody right away. You know, kind of take your time, get to know somebody. You know, don't be spending any time with somebody that you know is not for you. You know, like I kind of feel like some of you might be bringing somebody home and then you wake up and some shit's missing. So don't be bringing nobody to your house. You know, don't be trusting nobody to come home with you that you don't know. But this ending right here is opening up the possibility for something long, like super fulfilling. You know, the less time we focus on things that aren't meant for us, the more time we have to get the thing that is for us. So it's like that should be celebrated all by itself. But whatever this ending is going to bring the opportunity for this wonderful beginning. But stay away from this shady fool. Don't just jump into bed with anybody, you know? You get all swilly or something, and you might be looking through, you know, beard colored glasses and think someone's Mr. Right, but oh no, they are definitely Mr. Wrong. Just be careful of them one night stands. That's all I'm saying with that one. You know, it's cool to celebrate whatever this ending was because it obviously opened you up to a whole new opportunity to find something that's worthwhile. But definitely be careful in the meantime. You know, don't let loneliness get you into don't let loneliness get you robbed kind of shit, you know? Because, yeah, you've got the Lovers and the Ten of Pentacles on the horizon. Like, whatever it was that ended, this new beginning with whoever it is that you find that isn't this shady fool, that you don't just bring home as a barfly or whatever, has got a lot of staying potential. That's a lot of love right there. Ten of Pentacles and the Lovers. And that's only possible because you ended it with whatever wasn't for you. You know, you moved on. You're moving on to calmer waters. You're taking that leap of faith. Like, you've seen it for what it was, you know. Just be careful with that bar hopping. Be careful if you bring any sort of like one night stand back home with you, you know. Don't let a one night stand move in with you either. I never had a successful one night stand. They all moved in with me, and it was a horrible idea. So don't be letting no one night stands move in with you. Make sure you know somebody, because they'll be robbing your time and taking away the potential for the person that really is for you. If you're spending all your time hanging out with somebody that, you know, just moved in right away or some shit, some homosexual. So congratulations on whatever it was that you ended. There's a lot of celebration there, and I think that you should celebrate. You should celebrate moving on from whatever that was. But be careful of making impulsive decisions, you know, and don't spend your time focusing on things that aren't for you. Because the more time you spend focusing on things that aren't for you, the less time you have to get what is. Right? Let's move on to what we got. We got Sagittarius. We'll do Sagittarius. Sagittarius. What sort of messages do we have for the Sagittarius collective? Sagittarius. Yeah, sometimes divorces do take years and they get really ugly. That's for true, you know? Just the fact that you're getting divorced in the first place is heartbreaking, but, you know, at the same time, like, there's some people that it's taken so long, or somebody hasn't wanted to sign the papers and they can't move on from their life, you know? And then once it finally happens, it's like this huge celebration, you know? Those changes should definitely be mourned and celebrated, just like any other change in life. I mean, we celebrate and mourn our singledom when we get married in the first place. You know, it's like a celebration. That's what like a bachelorette and bachelor party are. You know, you're mourning and celebrating this change of a chapter in your life. You know, you're celebrating the loss of your singlehood, you know, by having a bachelor or bachelorette party right before you get married. You know, I think that divorce parties should definitely be in a big thing, you know, like it takes a lot of strength to go through something like that. Sagittarius. Oops. Sagittarius. Some of you guys could be dealing with a Libra or a Scorpio. I feel like another celebration, like maybe some of y'all got let off paper, or your old man got let off paper, you know, or there's something to do that has been haunting you from your past, you know, like you finally just paid off this bill, like this electric bill or this whatever bill that's been like lingering in the background, you know, or paid off your SR22, or your man's paid off their SR22, or your girls paid off their SR22 and can finally like drive without having to, you know, blow into this thing or whatever, you know, they finally like learn their lesson, you know. I feel it's like the death, like I feel like somebody is in the justice system, something to do with the justice system. You know, I don't feel like this is a card of like a person or an idea or a thought. Like it feels real heavy. Like this is actually like, you know, the death of something to do with the justice system, like the end of being on paper, you know, somebody coming out of a halfway house, or, you know, the end of being on parole, you know, and they're going to have a lot of work to do. They have a lot of work to do. It is definitely not the end all be all, but it is the start and the end of something else. You know, but yeah, you might have ended up off paper. It's like, have you ever been talking to somebody that's in prison or whatever, and like they talk all this crazy shit about how they're going to be sober and how they're just going to, you know, do right, and they ain't ever going to fuck up no more, and they ain't ever going to do this. And it's like, yeah, it's cute to say while you're in jail, but once they let you out, it's like you got to put your money where your mouth is, you know. And I feel like somebody's going to have to put their money where their mouth is, because something that was holding them accountable is no longer has attachment. And yeah, sure, there's time for celebration for this, but there's also going to be a lot of work involved, you know. If this is somebody that you're dealing with, or this is you yourself, you know, like you're going to have to actually put your money where your mouth is and actually do the damn thing, and, you know, not go back to living in fucktardia or some shit, you know. Like you might have won this round and might have completed this, you know, but you're still going to have to continue. You're going to have to continue without anybody holding it over your head. You know, if you're working on getting sober or something and you're in drug court, you know, you might have completed drug court, but that drug court was like keeping you accountable. Now you're going to have to be accountable for yourself, you know, or they're going to have to be accountable for their self. It's like some sort of paperwork or some sort of something was keeping somebody accountable, and now they're going to have to be accountable through what they've learned, you know. Yeah, it's going to be rough. This is going to be a rough road. You might have had somebody making you all kinds of promises, you know, but like I said, it's easy to say while you're on the inside, you know. I don't know how many of you have heard somebody say that, you know, or you have a child that, you know, swears up and down that they're going to do this or they're going to do that, and they're never going to do this again, you know. Yeah, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough for this person to not have that accountability, like to not have to, you know. It's like before they had to be accountable, before they couldn't drink or they couldn't do this because they had that lock in their car, or because they had to go take piss tests, or because they had to go do this, you know. And it's like now they're off paperwork. So yeah, there's a reason to celebrate, but at the same time there's going to be a lot of work to do, you know. So don't let them fool you. If you see them start slipping into their old ways or whatever, if you see them start taking off for longer than they need to take off, and then acting mad when you talk to them about it. I mean, I had this one friend that one time, you know, he came over to my house and he was so upset. He was like, my girlfriend just accused me of blah, 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 blah. You know, I was like, homie, but that's what you are doing, you know. It's like, if they get upset, if you see them like blow up at you because you question them about something, then chances are they're probably doing it, you know. I've never seen somebody get more upset about like they get more upset when you call them out on the truth, than if you were questioning them about something they weren't doing. Like if you ask them like, hey, did you go stop by like, the plug's house or something to go pick up, or like, what were you doing? You know what I mean? Like, why were you gone for 5 hours when you said you were just going to go to the grocery store? Like, where'd you go in the meantime? And they blow up on you. Yeah. Chances are they're probably hiding something, because somebody that's telling the truth would be like, oh, well, I went to this and I did that, and they wouldn't like blow up on you. But there's people out there that actually think that, like my homie, oh, my girl, she came and she accused me of this and she accused me of that. And he was legitimately upset that she accused him of these things. And I was like, but gee, that is what you're doing, Like, how are you going to be mad at her because she called you out on something? So watch out for those kind of things, watch out for people that blow up on you if you question them about something. That's one of those manipulation tactics that people use. And yeah, if like they were only being accountable because they had to be accountable, you might be careful. That might have been what was holding them to walking the line, So some of y'all about to see if they're going to walk the line or not. All right. Let's go on to Aries. Aries, what do we got for Aries? What sort of messages do we got for Aries? Aries. What sort of messages do we have for Aries? Can't see all the cards. That's all right. Aries, I feel like some of y'all have ended something. We got the world at the base and the heart of the spread. So either you ended some sort of karmic contract, or like something came to an end, or you're reminiscing, like you have reminiscent, like you're thinking about all the good times of the past, but don't forget about all the things that made it end to begin with. Like we have a tendency, as some time has gone by, like we'll just sit around and think about the good things that happened, and then wonder why we ever split up with this person to begin with. And it's like we forgot, like, oh yeah, that's why we split up, or they act like this or they act like that, So some of you could be in mourning about something that ended with someone, but you finally stood your ground, like you can't be all feeling and no fact, and you can't be all fact and no feeling, but the truth is that it had to end, or the truth is that it has to end. Like, you're standing on the truth. Like, don't let these emotions of like, reminiscence and, don't marinate and rumiate in this pot of only remembering certain things, Yeah, you still are kind of in choppy water, but that person was shady, and they were shady. If you were wondering if they weren't shady, if you're thinking that you made the wrong decision, you did not make the wrong decision. When you stood your ground and like stuck up for yourself, like, don't let your intelligence try to make you like talk yourself out of it. Sometimes we are so smart that we could talk ourselves into or out of whatever by logically, placing things here or putting things there, making excuses for people, or over analyzing something, or thinking that, you overreacted. It's like, no, you didn't overreact. You are standing on truth. You are standing on truth. You know, you might have had a lot of hope for this situation, but it came to like you put it to an end. And if you haven't put it to an end, you need to put it to an end. And some of you already know that you need to put it to an end. But you are moving into calmer waters. Like, it might seem choppy right now. You know, the 9 means you're one away from the 10. You know, it means it's almost over. Whatever this chaos is. And you shouldn't apologize. If you think that you made the wrong decision and you think, oh, maybe I overreacted and like I should go apologize. No, you did not overreact. Do not go apologize. You could apologize for whatever, you know, part you played in this situation, but don't apologize to them. There are seriously people out there that will make you believe that you standing up for yourself was wrong. You know, make you believe that you standing up for your like not being disrespected or not, you know, somebody crossing over your boundaries. Like, there are people out there that will push you, you know, and make you think that you did something wrong, and you didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do anything wrong. You stood on facts. You got to stand on those facts. Don't let this like loneliness and like this mourning make you forget what it is that they did. You know, because they know exactly what they did when they did it. It was no mistake. You know, there's people out there that are like, oh, you know, it's your fault that I cheated on you. You know what I mean? Like, don't be apologizing to them for some shit that they did. You know, and don't let yourself like say that you overreacted or that, you know, you were to blame for this, because you weren't to blame for this. You weren't to blame for this. And not everybody out there is like that. You know, if you're thinking that you lost hope, you know, that you did it all for nothing, you know, it's not all for nothing. You learned a great deal, but it is definitely, you have the world and the death card. I don't think you're going to regret this decision on your deathbed. I think that you are going to look back one of these days and be like, that is the best thing that could have ever happened. You know, that was the best decision I could have ever made, was to quit this and to stop apologizing. You know, like, stop laying next to somebody that you know for a fact is lying, trying to convince yourself that they're not lying. You know, not only are you lying to them, but you're lying to yourself. And then when you find out that you were right the whole time, then you're just completely heartbroken, because not only did you already know, like, then you tried to lie to yourself. You know, it's not that they lied to you, it's that you were trying to lie to yourself. So let this situation end, and do not apologize for it. Do not back down. Stand your ground. Stand on fact. You know, because if you don't end it, then the universe is going to end it. And let me tell you, if you know that something needs to come to an end and you try to hold on and hold on and hold on, and the universe comes and rips that tower out from underneath you, whoo, it's a lot more brutal than it had you just been like, no, I don't believe you, you know? Instead of laying in bed next to somebody, like, pretending that you believe them when you know for a fact that they're telling you some bullshit, you know for a fact that they're lying, your intuition will not leave you alone about it. Do not lay next to them acting like you believe them and going to sleep every night with this shit questioning in your mind, you know, like laying next to them, this motherfucker, you know, I know he blah, 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 blah. Who is he texting? What is he doing? Or what is she doing? Who is she texting? You know what I mean? And you don't believe this person, and then you find out that you were right the whole time. It's going to be so much worse than, you're going to be so much more hurt than had you just stood on your own ground, you know, and not let them try to get you to apologize for their behavior. You know, don't be apologizing for some shit that they fucking did. You know, you didn't make them cheat on you. You didn't make them hit you. You didn't make them disrespect you. You didn't make them do none of that. You know what I mean? And sometimes, as smart as we are, we can be so fucking stupid. I don't know how many times I laid next to somebody that I knew for a fact was lying to me, and I knew for a fact I didn't believe them, you know, but, oh yeah, baby, I know, you know, it's okay. It's okay. I believe you. You know what I mean? Going to bed, kissing them at night, you know, the whole time I'm like in my mind, like, I know damn well I don't believe this fool. I know he's fucking lying to me. I know he's doing this. I know he's doing that. And then when I find out that I was right, I was so much more upset than when I finally discovered like that I could put my foot down and be like, no, I don't believe you. I'm not going to pretend like I believe you. I don't believe you. And then to find out that, they was lying the whole time, it was much more relieving to know that I stood on my own intuition and I stood on my own facts and I stood with my own self. So don't let them trick you into thinking that it was your fault, because it's not your fault. This person might not be doing it on purpose, but they're definitely like playing mind games with you. Sometimes they do be doing it on purpose. Sometimes like you bust them out on some shit that they for sure are doing, and they get mad because you busted out on them. And then you end up apologizing to them like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so crazy. But in reality, you're not crazy. Like, you just busted them out on some shit. So don't be battling with your mind and your heart. Like, in this situation, you need to stick with the facts. Like, the fact is you're right. All right, Aries? Don't let your heart and thinking about all the good times and the times that they weren't doing this like overcloud the fact that they did it in the first place. All right, let's do Pisces. What sort of messages do we have for the Pisces collective? Thank you guys so much for being here. Please remember to like and comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It might be one little click for you, but it's a huge bada boom for me. Huge, big bada boom. The chicken good. Multi-pass. Pisces. What do we have for Pisces? What sort of messages can we get for the Pisces collective? Pisces. What do we got for Pisces? All right. Pisces, I feel like you went against your own intuition. I feel like you went against something that, your whole inside told you something, and you went against it. Like your intuition was screaming at you, that there was something up, that there was something not right about a situation, and like you kind of went against that, like you didn't listen to God, you didn't listen to your intuition, and you went against it. And you might be walking away from something. You might be walking away from something that you felt was going to be the end all be all, But this choice, I mean, when he made this choice, he was super young. So he chose the prettiest of the bunch, not the one that would do, that would be the best team player with him, not the one that would, teach him the most. Like, he went with who was the prettiest. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes the lovers is a choice, and it's like an adolescent choice. We had these three options right here, and he chose the easiest option. So you might have chose the easiest option against your better judgment, and it's like you didn't listen to yourself, you didn't listen to your intuition, and now something's ending, and it's because you made a choice. You made an unwise choice, like an impulsive choice, something based off of like, the prettiest or the most handsome is like, yeah, this one might have the world at her hands, but Aphrodite's got all, like, she's got the curves, she's got the body, she's got the, the bling, and then you have Athena, who is all about like truth and fiction, or truth and fact, you know, like she's got the owl with her, like she's the wise one, you know, but you went with something that was like pretty, you know, and because you went with something that was just on the surface level, it's like now you're like feeling bad, you know, like it's not fulfilling. Whatever it was that you chose is not fulfilling to you. Like you went against your intuition, you went against, you know, something that would have been harder in the long run, but more profitable and more successful, because you went with the easier choice, you know. And the wheel of the fortune and the reverse. Yeah, now something's coming to an end. And it's like because you cut corners, or because you didn't follow your intuition, you didn't listen to yourself, you didn't listen to your higher being, you know. It's like you went against yourself. And it's like now, like you feel like you got to walk away, and if you don't walk away, then or if you don't fix it, like then it's all gonna crumble, you know. Excuse me. Yeah, this situation, whatever it is that you are dealing with, that you went against yourself, is definitely going to crumble. If you didn't listen to yourself, you know, when you didn't listen to your higher self, I mean, but sometimes that's the best way to learn, you know. Some of the wisest people out there didn't wake up, you know, just didn't wake up one morning shitting rainbows and having unicorn farts. It's like they learned the hard way. So I feel like something that you're doing here, you're learning the hard way, or you've learned the hard way. Yeah. Yeah, some sort of choice that you made that you went against yourself is, you know, like the universe is like, okay, I told you, you know what I mean? Like you already knew, but you went against yourself anyways. And you went against like the grain of something, you know, you didn't go with the flow of something, you fought for something else. You try to cut corners, you know, and now you're gonna have to start building from scratch, because it's like you feel like you gotta walk away for a bit, or something crumbled. I think this was a huge lesson in listening to yourself. You know, when you get those intuitive nudges, you know, where you're like, I should definitely not be doing that. You know, it's like you just went on a whim, or you had somebody force you into a decision that you didn't want to make, you know, and then you went along with it, and then it fell apart, you know. So don't let nobody peer pressure you into doing something some way that you know will not be successful. You know, don't be cutting no corners. Don't go against yourself, because the universe will just tell you. You know, I don't know how many times you're going to have to learn this lesson about not listening to your intuition, or not listening to your higher self. You know, I mean, go through it as many times as you need to go through it until you get it, you know. But it's something that you did in the past that was against your intuition, is now like you're having to face it. And in the long run, like you can't be mad at someone else, you know. You can't be mad at them for it. But whatever it is, we got the Nine of Cups on the spread. You'll be more self sufficient. You know, you'll learn. You'll learn, or you're learning to trust your own intuition, to maintain your own personal integrity, to not go against yourself. Like going against yourself is one of the worst things we could do for our spirit, man. You know, if you're following along with some group, you know, and you're people pleasing because, you know, you want to make someone happy, and it ends up like destroying your soul anyways, you know. It's like with me, like I was told that if I was going to be Christian, that I had to stop reading tarot, you know. So I stopped reading tarot because I wanted to, um, you know, I wanted to be Christian, and I wanted to find out about Jesus, and you know, and I went against my own personal calling, with the what the universe really wanted from me, you know, because I listened to somebody else, and it's like that hurt my soul, you know. It's like it never went away, you know, the calling never went away, because I listened to someone else instead of following my own true path, you know? And I feel like you're finding that you got to listen to yourself, you know, to thy own self be true is really service to God, you know? So don't go against yourself. Or maybe that's what you're learning, or that's what you've learned, is to not go against like what you know is your path, you know, to not go against what you know your higher calling is, to not be cut in corners because somebody says that this is cheaper to do it this way, you know, like you know better. So don't go against anything that you know better for, you know? Don't be people pleasing. All right, Libra. Libra. And then we'll do Capricorn. I did this all in random order, man, random. Random late night, random order. Libra, what sort of messages do we have for Libra? What sort of messages do we have for Libra? Ooh. Ooh. Ooh, Libra. Libra. God damn. I said God damn. So in the base of in the heart of the spread, you have the Lovers, which could be like a really important choice, something that changes your life forever, you know, or it could be a really important relationship, something that changes the trajectory of your life, you know, some sort of partnership that changes the trajectory, the trampoline of your life, you know, and it's crossed by the sun. So whatever this choice is that's been really important to you is going to make you really happy. And I feel like you have fought a lot. You know, you have fought your own personal demons. You have fought outside demons. You have fought with the world. You have fought with yourself. You have fought with, you know, you've had a lot of controversy and a lot of you know, doubt, or people telling you that you aren't going to make it, or why would you do that? You know, why would you quit your job to follow something that you love? You know, but you definitely have success here with the love and with the Lovers and the sun crossing it. You got the Magician. Like, you are a master manifester with the Ten of Cups and the Magician. Like, there is a lot of hope. Not only do you know for a fact you can make it, you know, the universe is also providing you with information like that. Whatever this choice is, whatever this partnership is going to make you really happy. You know, you might have some fierce competition. You might have to like put in a lot of work, you know, but ultimately, like, this is going to bring you your permanent contentment in the realm of the heart by following your own true north, by following what it is that, you know, you feel is the best for you. You know, don't listen to all these outside naysayers or these people that don't understand what your path is, what your calling is. You know, you might have listened to them in the past, but you definitely have made a choice. You have made a choice that is going to make you very, very happy. With the Sun card over the Lovers, you know, and this could be in a partnership. This could be in what you've chosen to do with yourself. You know, what you've chosen to move forward with. You know, you might have had a lot of people telling you that, you know, that's not the right way to go, or why would you choose this person? You know, he doesn't make the most money, or he doesn't, you know, like, he doesn't have the prettiest teeth, or he doesn't, you know, he's not the prettiest of the bunch. But man, like, whatever this partnership is that you have is going to be really successful. You know, there is a permanent contentment in the realm of the heart. That's like the type of happiness that nobody could take from you. It's like you've turned on that happiness button, that button that comes from inside, you know? It's like you're not relying on anybody else or anything else outside of you to be your happiness. Like, you are creating that shit. Like, you are the Magician. You are a master manifester. And it's like, I think you're putting your powers to the test. You're putting the universe to the test. You're like, okay, I'm gonna jump off this cliff, and I have no idea, you know, how it's gonna go, but I have complete faith in the universe that it's going to be all right. And it looks like it's gonna be all right, Libra. whatever this choice is going to make you really happy, or you're really happy about the choice. Like maybe you haven't even had any success in whatever this choice is, or maybe you haven't even found this lover yet, but you know they're coming, you know? It's like when you order from Amazon, you know, you're not checking to see if your Amazon order is coming every 3 seconds. You know that it's coming, you know? Like if you plant seeds out in the ground, you know, and you're watering them, like you're not out there every 30 minutes wondering if they're going to produce something. It's like, you know that they'll pop up, you know? It's like, you know that you're going to be successful, and you are definitely going to be successful. Like you are a master manifester. You know, you might have experienced a lot of different things. You've been down a lot of different paths that you thought were going to make you happy. And it's like you figured out what you didn't want to do, so now you know exactly what you do want to do. And I think you are putting everything you've got into trusting yourself, you know? Trusting yourself that like you've got this, that you can make yourself happy, that you are all you really need, Libra. But you have permanent contentment in the realm of the heart right there. And the Magician with the Lovers and the Sun card, like that's beautiful. The King of Wands. So if you have an option, if you're like thinking about like 2 different suitors, if you've got some suitors, I'd say that there's one that's playing emotional, like he's playing emotional games with you, and then you got one that is totally sitting on their throne, that is full of life, full of passion, you know, that has all their ducks in order. You know, he is the king of his castle, and he knows that the happiness that he has is all, like, that's his responsibility too, you know? So you might have a water sign. You have a water sign or a fire sign that's coming at you, and it looks like the water sign might be playing some sort of emotional manipulation games. Like if you're thinking about, you know, if you have a choice of 2 options, follow your passion. You know, follow your passion. Because whatever this choice is going to make you real happy, Libra. All right. Now we will do Capricorn. Capricorn. What sort of messages do we have for Capricorn? Capricorn. What sort of messages do we have for our Cappies? The goats. You ever seen a mountain goat climb a mountain? There are some talented individuals. Some talented, like they are good at what they do, man. Mountain goats climb them freaking mountains like nobody else's business. Ooh. So Capricorn, I feel like you feel like the world fell out from underneath you. You know, something happened like very abruptly, you know, something happened very abruptly that it felt like you were just in some quicksand, you know, or like a tornado came and freaking just wiped everything away. It's like something abrupt came crumbling down, you know. And some of you might not have seen it coming. Some of you possibly could have seen it coming, but towers only fall when they're built on faulty foundations, you know. Got the Queen of Cups in reverse with the 5 of Cups over it. It's like you didn't believe. It's like almost like someone was holding a secret from you or something, or you were holding secrets from someone else. You know, like there was some sort of betrayal, you didn't trust in a situation, like you didn't trust that this person would bring you the kind of love that you needed. So you started seeking, love from other sources, or love from other people. And it's like it all came crumbling down, and now you have like this wound, like it hurt, whatever it was hurt real bad, and you had to move on from it, and I think you're trying to reestablish your feelings, reestablish like having abundance and pouring into yourself, you know. But whatever this was came to a freaking screeching halt. We got the world in the upright. The good thing about the world is that that's over. Whatever this situation was, whatever sort of betrayal that happened, you know, um, it's definitely over. If you're wondering if they're going to come back, or if there's, like, she's like, wait, come back. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't mean to betray you, or you're like, I didn't mean to betray you. Please come back. I just wanted to see your face. But it's like seeing his face was like a betrayal to him, you know? And this ending really hurt. It was really abrupt. And it's like, I think you're trying to learn how to pour back into yourself right now, starting from scratch, kind of rebuilding. But if you're thinking that this person's going to come back, or your guys are going to get back together or whatnot, like it looks like that's not going to happen. There was some sort of clear betrayal, because that's the obstacle there. And like the betrayal, might not have been intentional, but it was still like blatant, like she wasn't supposed to see his face. She wasn't supposed to see his face. That was like and then she tricked him and set him up into this trap so that she could see his face, and she didn't mean to betray him. Like, she didn't mean to hurt him, but at the same time, she did it blatantly, or they did it blatantly. And it's like, it caused this giant tower, but it's not going to go back to the way it was. Like, that situation is over. And you might have to be evaluating like how you let it come to this. Like, why, like, why did I betray him? Why did I blatantly, do something that he told me was against the law, pretty much. Like this is my boundary. You cross this boundary and I'm out. It was like, he told her that and she did it anyways, and then wanted to know, then felt real bad that, like, now I've lost this, but what do I do? It's like, now you have to sit with the fact that, that there was a blatant betrayal, I don't know if that's you or if this is a person you're dealing with, but whatever it is, it came to an end, like an abrupt end, and it's not going back. Like, they are not letting it slide, or you're not letting it slide. You might have hoped that this was like your end all be all, but it just came to a screeching halt. The tower was swept out from underneath you. And there's not much you could do about it, because it was their decision, or it's your decision. It's like, you don't know how to fix it, but you can't fix it. And maybe you're not supposed to fix it. Maybe you're supposed to learn from it. Okay, well, next time I definitely won't be, blatantly crossing a boundary that I was told I wasn't supposed to cross. I mean, she might have only been wanting to see his face, but he pretty much blatantly told her not to do that. Yeah, now, where you thought there was going to be celebration and long-term building, it's like just freaking crashed and burned. And now you've got to sit, or they've got to sit with their emotions. You've got to sit with why that was, how that happened, what I could do to not ever have that happen again. Maybe you learned something real valuable in this situation here. Or they did. Maybe they learned something real valuable. And it feels like it ended just as fast as it started. It's like it might have started up real fast, and was built on this faulty foundation, and then boom, it was like over, you know. And now you got to plug up that boat, you know, and take all the lessons that you've learned and apply them to your life. You know what I mean? Like that's the only thing we really can do, especially if something is not, like, if it's not in the realm of your decision, if it wasn't a decision that you made, you know, it was a decision that somebody made for you. It's like all you could do is take what you got, you know, take the lessons that you have and build from there, you know, because it doesn't look like you're going to be able to change this person's mind, or they're not going to be able to change your mind. But believe it or not, they were sent to you by a higher power. You know, this was sent to you to happen like this for a reason. You know, there was some sort of growth. It might have been a a karmic contract, you know, like that you guys had this is how it had to play out, you know, because your soul needed to learn this valuable lesson, and then their soul needed to learn that valuable lesson. You know, maybe it was a lesson of standing on your own integrity, you know. But either way, it bothers you. You're definitely losing sleep at night, you know. It bothers you. But I don't feel like there's much you could do about it, you know. But you will have love in your future. You will take whatever it is that you've learned and be able to build something successful with somebody. You will not be all alone. You will be able to take it and you'll be able to build. So whatever it was that you just went through was a huge lesson, you know. Maybe they fucked up and you stood on your boundaries, and, you know, and you're like, no, as bad as it hurts, like, you know, there are some things that are just an automatic no, you know. There are some things is like, oh, well, you brought home the wrong flavor of soda, you know, and you get into this fight and it's like, well, then you don't pay attention and blah, blah, blah. And it's like the fight is stupid. And then there's some things that are like, no, like you crossed a line and there is no going back. You know, maybe this person had to learn not to cross lines, and maybe you needed to learn how to stand on your boundaries, no matter how much you love this person or how much you wanted it to work out. It's like you had to stand on that boundary, you know. But you do have the sun ultimately, you know. Whatever it is that you learned from this situation might have hurt a whole lot, and there's not really much you could do about it. You can't just change another person's mind. You can't beg someone to love you. You can't beg someone to be with you, you know. And it feels like kind of humble, like it's like, well, I have no other choice but to move on. But ultimately you will be successful, like you will have happiness. It's not the end all be all, you know. Just one more lesson you needed to learn, one more thing you had to do for yourself, one more soul contract you had to complete, you know, so that you can move on towards your true happiness. And you will get there. You will get there, Capricorn. All right, I think those are all of my signs. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. I know it's like a real late night, kind of random, late night random reads, but I super appreciate you guys being here. I'll get on tomorrow during the day, and we'll hang out. We'll read some cards. All right, I love you. Have a good night.